Hey everybody, back on the project car again this week. It's Monday. I'll do a little bit of work tonight, I think, and see what we can come up with. I have, let's see if I can make the shift console. Let me come out here a little bit. There you go. This is the original, not original. This is an early E30 318 shift console, shift, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's too long. This is going to mount up. I think if you watch one of my earlier videos, I showed there's two holes on the back of the trans that I drilled out and tapped. That's where these are going to go, and then this is where your shift lever goes. This is too long. I need 9 inches from here to here, and I've got, I don't know, 14 or 15. So anyway, I am going to cut this down, and then move this up and tack it in place and see where that gets me, and then clean this rusty piece up, and then reinstall the shifter and see where that gets us. So anyway, I'll show you as we go along. Here's where we're at. You can see the plate. It's now bolted to the transmission. And the bolts are a little bit long, but I think those bolts will work fine. Shorten them up. I don't have a lot of threads into the back of that transmission. But anyway, the hole lines up perfect with the hole in the tunnel. I gotta come up with a solution back here. I think I'll get a bushing, maybe with 2 studs on it, and then just mount it to the floor that way. I think that'll work. Got this cleaned up, I think about as good as it's going to get. It's welded up, cleaned up as much of the rust as I can on it. I think I'll spray some of the rust preventative stuff on it before I paint it. Maybe it'll get some primer and then some black spray paint. So, hey guys, we're back on the shifter mount. This is the piece I welded up. This is the original, and I rust coated it and then painted it. So it's not perfect, but it'll be under the car and it'll be fine, and it shouldn't rust away in 2 days. So if it lasts 4 or 5 days, you know, that'll be fine. Here's what I came up with for the rear. So this needs to be held up, otherwise it flops around. So the original mounts look like this, but this doesn't have any way to attach anything. So I found this. This is going to go here, and I'm going to drill a hole in the body, or in the tunnel, and rib nut this in place, and then I can just thread this up in and then attach this. If you can see, this is my rib nut. I just drilled a hole. It's 5/16 18. This is my shifter hole, and this threads up in there, and I'll bolt my shift bracket to it. This is my shift lever, or shaft lever, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's too long because the transmission probably piece comes out right here. So I made some measurements. I'm going to cut this down and put this back in the car with this and this, and test fit it and see where we come up with. Got this shifter rod shortened up, cleaned it up, threw some paint on it, and it's about ready to go back in the car here in just a second. I think I got this finished up. Here's what it looks like. It's a little bit close up here to these washers, but I think I'll leave it for now. I don't think it's touching. It didn't feel like it when I actuated the shifter in the car, so I'll take you up there and show you how it fits in the car. This is just a piece of foam that came with this plate, and I think it'll help keep sound and junk out of the inside of the car, so I think that'll work good. Here we are inside the car. Don't mind all this mess. Ugh. Anyway, neutral, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Well, they're supposed to be reversed there. Just realized I'm an idiot. Maybe I'll edit this out, maybe I won't, but you know, BMWs, that's your reverse. So yeah, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse. So I've been driving BMWs with not BMW transmissions for a little bit too long. I forgot where the transmission or where the reverse is in a BMW transmission. So anyway, morning everybody. Back on the 2002 again. Seems to be what I do. I'm gonna work on radiator brackets. The original radiator had some sort of like a clamshell thing that went here and here, so I think I'm going to try to use those. I found this bracket laying around. I think I'm going to use it, maybe drill here, put a riv nut in, see if that'll hold it in place, and then maybe do something similar here. I wish this thing wasn't in the way. Think that's gonna work. Pull these back off, put some paint on them, and I think the mounting on the radiator will be done. I got an electric fan, so maybe I'll try to install that, see how that fits. Got the new fan installed. I just use the zip ties that they make. They have the big washer and the foam sponge on the back. This is a SPAL 16-inch, 2-inch depth. Part number 301-00400. Got this from Summit. It's about as big as I could fit, depth-wise, and overall diameter. So you can see, I mean, it's tight, but there shouldn't be any reason that anything's going to rub. So I think that'll work out good. Back working on what I'm going to do with these brakes. If you saw my other video, this is an high booster. I had one of these as mock-up from my E30 that I used on it. I think this is going to work really well on the 2002. It's the only way I can think that we're going to get power brakes and have the supercharger where it needs to be in the engine bay. So this one here is one I purchased for the car. This is out of a CRV. The CRV is ideal because it has this small reservoir that has a port on it. I can use the remote reservoir from the 2002 to work with this. This only has 2 outlets though, so we're gonna have to do some brake line modifications. What I realized was this is the adapter that comes on this booster for the Hondas, but the bolt pattern is wrong for the 4 bolts into the car. This is the one off of my test unit. This is out of the Tesla. This one is actually correct for the car, which is the same as my E30. So I need to swap this over onto here, and I'll see. This is what I got going on. This piece here is from the CRV booster. It threads onto here. This pin and this clip is the original pin from the shaft on the master cylinder where it meets the brake pedal mechanism. It was super close. I did have to drill this out to fit the diameter of this, and then I shaved a little bit off of each side, and then shim this down, not shim it, ground this down, the thickness of this side and the thickness of this side just a little bit, so that the pin would be the right width, and the clip would go on. So let's see if it'll fit in the car. I have this piece here threaded out as far as it'll go, and I'm still just a little bit short. I will weld this the rest of the way around, and I think that'll give me the extra length I need. Did it work? I think it worked. I hear the master cylinder pushing fluid. This last night when I was looking at something under the car. Look right there. There's a big old crack in my motor mount, and it's also cracked on the other side. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to try to fix that. I see they make plates, but I think I'm just going to make something on my own. What sucks is if I have to remove the steering box. Alright, I went ahead and removed the gearbox. It was a little bit of a struggle to get out of there. I was trying to get this to go up further on the shaft, but it didn't want to seem to move, so I was able to work it out of there, but I don't know how I'm going to get back in there, but problem for future Derek. So this is my cardboard template. Let's see if I can come up with something close to this out of some scrap metal I got laying around. This is what I came up with. It's not super pretty, but I will probably start tacking it at the bottom and then hammer it into place as I need to. I think that'll work fine. I can still get a socket in to release that nut if it ever needs to come back out again. And also, just want to let you know, I kept it BMW. Don't ask me what this is from, but it's Group 16, so fuel system something maybe? Who knows? But anyway, it's got a rib or two in it, so I'm assuming it's probably a little bit stronger than a flat piece of steel. So now whether my welds will hold or not, I have no idea. But anyway, I'll get this cleaned up and get ready to weld it in. Here's what we got. Man, this thing was a pain to weld in the car like this, and I am an amateur welder at best. Anyway, I'm happy with it for the most part. I think it'll do the job. I grounded out the back of the cracked weld, or the cracked mount, re-welded those on the back side, and then got this welded all the way around on both sides and a little bit there at the bottom. So I think it's going to do the job. I will wire brush it down, spray bomb it. Hey guys, I think that's going to do it for this weekend. I'm going to edit this. I'm trying to keep these videos fairly short. I know sometimes it's a struggle for you to watch, especially if this doesn't have anything to do with what you're working on, or this is a pretty one-off weird project. So if you're watching and you don't have a 2002, I appreciate it. If you do have one, thanks for watching. And if you have questions or comments, what I'm doing right or definitely what I'm doing wrong, just let me know. So again, I appreciate you watching, especially my nephew Gavin. He thinks I'm a YouTube star now, so what he doesn't realize is 60 subscribers does not make you a YouTube star. So anyway, hi Gavin, appreciate you guys. Have a good night.